Hi, ladies. Are you here? I'm not sure what happened there. I think I sat for 5 minutes getting all ready, and I could see a few comments on the screen, and then I went to start talking, and it said it wasn't connected, so I whatever. Does that make sense? I pushed all the buttons again. I think we're working. Anyway, last time, or what I said I was going to do today was alcohol inks on Easter eggs, or on eggs, and so I am. But I wanted to, I love Easter, doing the Easter eggs. I find them really forgiving, and so I could do so much with them. You can see we've done a bunch of things here. We've done them with washi tape. And some of these are really old. We do them in the store, and I don't know how long, but this one says 2014. So we've been doing them forever. Washi tape, pieces of paper, very cut. This is, Ceci did this one and she cuts. They're all just perfectly cut. But, this is a decal, with flock on it. This is done with straight peel-offs and a little bling. And just good old twine wrapped around with some adhesives. And this is just peel-offs and more glitter. So what's left are just alcohol eggs, and I'm going to show you some of these techniques today. They're very effective. I love to have the Easter tree, just because it gives me an excuse to make Easter eggs. I'm not sure where the whole design concept of that is, but let's see. Now, I'm hoping you're here. Can I see? Oh, there we go. I'm live. It says I'm live. Good. I hope the other people who were watching and commenting on the first one are now here again. Let's see if I can open this up. Oh, 2 of you are here. I can see that. Okay, that's a start. Swipe left to see interactions. Nope. Swipe left to reveal interactions. Then maybe I can answer your questions this time live. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on. There we go. I will get this down one day, ladies. But Jess, and I'm definitely not Jess or Alice. Okay, so here I am. Some of the things I'm using today. We are using plastic eggs. They come, you can get them at your craft store. Oh, let me turn this down so I don't get feedback from myself. Okay, so you can probably find them at Michael's. You might find them, you should be able to find them at your local dollar store. We do have them. I've been playing all morning, can you tell? We do have them. I ordered a big case because, it's just so much fun. And I'll get them up on the site if you can't find them anywhere locally. Okay? This will come off, by the way. I just haven't taken the time. And the best thing to do is use hand sanitizer. If anybody else has tricks to see that, to get that off, I'd love to hear. Okay, let's see. I can't swipe left to read your comments for some reason. Now, we are using plastic eggs today. Real eggs don't work with alcohol ink. Alcohol works on shiny surfaces, shiny, smooth, non-porous surfaces, and that's not an egg. We're not stamping today, but if you were to want to stamp, I would recommend you use Stays-On ink. It'll stay, just like the name is. I do have my mini applicators, felt applicators out because I have them. Good old cheap dollar store felt will work for you, whatever you've got in your stash. And if you decide to do these with the kids, give them the little piece and make them hold it in your hand unless you don't want them to get dirty. The nice thing about this is that it gives them just a little bit of real estate to work with, and then they won't be making mud on their eggs, okay? They can scrunch it up. You can use the dollar store. If you don't want them to get dirty, scrunch it up and use a clothespin. I actually had a clothespin here somewhere, but I put it aside to show you. Other things, like dig in your stash. This is one reason I love this. Break out some bling. Bling, if you've got clear bling and stuff, can be colored with alcohol inks, like it can, with like your Copics, or just drip over your Ranger ink. These are those enamel dots, some pearls. Again, they can all be colored by, they're plastic and they can all be covered. I will be using a mini mister and brushes today. And of course alcohol inks, because that's what I said I'd be using. Picking out some nice Eastery colors. I have my blower out. This is, they actually call this the alcohol ink blower. There are, I was about to say knockoffs, but you can probably find something that will blow air. I'm using, I already told you I was using mini misters. I don't have the lung capacity anymore to get that nice little done. So it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful tool to use. If you don't have alcohol ink, Ranger alcohol ink, Copic markers, I've got them right here to show you some things. And the Ray inkers work really well. You get nice intense color out of them. Put these out of my way. These, I really like these. If you, these are those detail blending tools from Ranger. If you like more control, it's a nice tiny little to use. A lot of the companies have tiny little foam blenders of some sort or another, and I see that there's nice disposable ones with plastic on Amazon too. So they're not very environmental, but they are nice little tools, a little bit better than the good old Q-tips, which you will see me use today, I believe, because they should be here somewhere. I'm hoping I remember to bring them. And Perfect Pearls. Perfect Pearls added to alcohol inks are great if you don't have the mixatives. Again, it's one of those products you can do so much. So I do have the mixatives, and remember to shake them before you use them. And I picked out a whole bunch of Eastery color alcohol ink colors up here. So where should we start? Okay. I'm gonna grab an egg. Oh, one other thing I might pull out today are the peel-offs. If I refer to them, this is what I'm talking about. I guess I should switch them this way. These are stickers. They come in every shape and form. So we've even got Happy Easter ones. And they also come in sticky. They come in gold and silver and lots of metallic colors. But these dots are amazing to do eggs. You'll see on some of the eggs that I was showing you earlier, we had a lot of lines. I'm just going to grab... No, I'm not. Okay, here we go. So this one hasn't been colored, but it does have a pattern done with the peel-off straight lines. This one has a curly peel-off line on it. These ones have been, oops, sorry, positioned back and forth to make their own patterns. We've also placed them right along the tape to give it a nice finished edge on this one, right? So this is, because I don't know if I need to mention this. We'll be using 3mm tape today to do this burnished velvet technique. And then the gold peel-offs have been put on the side just to give it a nice finish on the edge. So they are nice. We do have tons of them. They're not online. If for some reason they interest you, send me a message and I'll do what I can. There's Starform, Elizabeth Craft, Magenta makes them. The Stampendous makes them. I find them a little expensive from Stampendous because they weed them for you, which is really nice, but not necessary. But you pay for the weeding for the labor that takes, so they're a little more expensive. Yeah, they purple. The dots I find with the Easter eggs, they come in handy. And again, these can be colored with your Copics. See, I'm way off track now, aren't I? We haven't even started the Easter eggs. So the silver and the lighter colors, you can tint, and now you've got purple ones. Anyway, so yeah, we've got Happy Easter. There's lots of alphabets if you want to personalize your Easter eggs. These guys are adorable. I believe these are Magenta's little chicks and stuff. I've only got Happy Easters in black left, which isn't my favorite. They even come in Easter egg patterns, like crazy, eh? Okay, so let me just throw those aside because in case I decided to pull them out or refer to them, you'd know what I was talking about. Okay. Now, where to start? Let's start with something basic. So I'm grabbing my little egg and my tool. Now, it depends on which technique you're doing, but working light to dark works really well because you're going to, if you start dark to light on your egg, it's such small real estate. This egg is really little and you need the smallest amount, but trying to get the colors to go lighter, we will do a technique where we're lightening stuff, but trying to get the colors to go lighter, black's not going to show, pink isn't going to show up on black. It's basically what I'm trying to say to you. Okay, so let's get just some basics in. I've got my handy dandy felt, and let's grab some blue, some green, and some pink, some good Eastery colors. Let's see. And see, it's just the smallest little dab of color. Now, did I think about this? Do green and pink make brown? They just might, right? So, complement your colors, make brown. I know it's blue and orange, but it might be green and pink. Anyway, so I have them far enough apart on my on my applicator that I don't really need them. And you're gonna laugh, but I know Tim Holtz would have cringed if he saw that. He's always telling us to put the applicator on and flip it over, because that's, if you don't, your hands will end up looking like this. This is from going like this and it goes flying and it gets all over your hands. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm breaking out all the bad habits. Okay, so little tiny dots on my thing, and I'm just gonna start smudging onto my egg. Okay, now because the colors are all over, we're doing a little bit of a roll. Now you'll see some are really bleeding, and then some are really tiny. That is because I have twice as much blue, but the alcohol ink will keep moving until it dries. So if you want little tiny bits, am I in camera here? If you want little tiny bits on your eggs, just blow on it until it dries, okay? And it'll stay, whoops, sorry. It'll stay like that, nice and small for you. Okay? Now, if you want bigger, just move it around and let it bleed and stay wet. I really don't have enough pink or green on this, do I? I really over sampled when I did that. Okay, and when I showed you what not to do with the blue, I really over sampled the colors. So, doing it in the correct method, put a little green, put a little more pink on here. Okay. Some other things to think about, like with the eggs, you can decorate with your Nuvo drops, and there's so much fun to play with, and it's just forgiving. I do like the small drops, so I am blow the small ones, so I am trying to blow, and by tapping, we get nice little. There we go. More pink in there. That was good. But I am getting browns, which wasn't my plan. So anyway, so do a quick job of this. I'm just gonna check if I can see your comments. No, I don't think I can turn the video on. Okay, I can't see you at all. There we go. Oh well, once again, if you have questions, I will bring them back. I will answer them later when I'm done, and maybe next time I do this, I'll be able coordinated enough to talk and see your comments. It's just technology, ladies. I can see myself, but I can't see your comments for some reason. Okay. So I have a speckly egg, and I'm quite happy thinking, and don't forget, I'm thinking this is my base. I think, oh, I'm going to add bling to it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So now, if you go, it's a little dark, let's pull out some alcohol ink. And you have to make sure you do around the edge if you're using these kind of big inks. Can you use the ones that split apart that are already multicolored? Yes, you're going to get a different look. This is a transparent ink, but it'll work. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to pull out some blending solution. This is very dark. Normally I choose a little bit of softer colors, but I think that because we're live on camera, it's easier to see the contrast of what I'm about to show you with this technique. I'm just going to do that spritz and flick thing where I'm going to grab a handle. There we go. And the blending solution. Now, the difference between this and this is really cheap and lots of fun to use. And it's great for a lot of things. This is the Ranger one, which isn't nice and cheap, but it has a setting solution in it, okay? So it will after your eggs are done, because they have this on it, it will have, it'll be finished. It has a binding solution. Okay, so, can we see this? I want to put speckles on my egg, so I'm going to use the spritz and flick kind of thing. Just going to put a bunch of this on my, can you see that? On my thing, and I'm going to flick it on. Now, this is the before, and I'm going to get this nice little, just flicking on color from here. This will lighten. Okay, can you see what's happening here on the camera? Can you see these nice little dots, tiny little dots? It's just giving it another whole layer of, it's just giving it more depth. Can I go and put more color on this? Yes. Again, you just have to be careful about the colors you choose so you don't end up with a brown egg. Unless you like brown eggs. Brown eggs are fine. Okay, so more spritzing and flicking. I do have, so this is what the look I am trying to achieve, these nice big white speckled eggs. I also have alcohol ink in a mini mister. The thing is, it's mist, and you don't get these nice big flicky dots. You do. We like our little flicky dots here. I also cut this just to help hold my egg a little bit. It's not rolling. Another thing is, if you don't have blending solution, there is no reason not just to pick a lighter color. What's this? Cool Perry. Oops. And do the same thing. Okay, you can probably see it easier on my block now. And I'm just gonna flick. Okay, when you re-wet the ink, it pushes the other ink. There we go. See that? The nice blending and the speckle you get on that. Just takes a second to dry, and I'm gonna put more on my block. Rotate my egg and do another one. And make sure I get down here. Whoops. That's going to show. No big deal. It's an Easter egg. And it can be fixed. Ooh, remind me to show you that. Right. Okay, so more Cool Perry. Oops, big drops. More flicking color onto there. There we go. So this is, I think, a great base to start with, you guys. This is where I dripped it. But life goes on. It's okay. And I can, you know what, go back in with my, just blow it a little bit. I can go back in with my dabber and go back over that. If I just give it a second to dry to get more color back onto there, okay? Okay, now I've gotten rid of my speckles, but my speckles can go back. Another thing I could be speckling with is one of the mixatives. This is Snow Cap, so it's white. And this is the Pearl. So I'm going to give this a shake and add some pearly dots to my thing now. Gold, silver, rose gold. They all have the little balls in them, and you need to be able to shake them. And if you can't hear that little ball moving, you need to shake it more. Okay, so now I have white, and we're all from, there we go. Put some white mixative on it that looks like it's going pink because I forgot to clean up my brush really fast. Okay, so again, what's happening is it's reactivated the alcohol ink underneath, and we're getting nice little speckles of white pearl. And I tried a couple different colors, but none of them really show up well on camera with the mixatives. So I just want to finish this side. Oops, there we go. Okay, so to me this is a base. It's ready to be embellished with bling and other things. I will show you a little of my tricks and tips when we get some bases done here. Okay, so yeah, now I have some great movement, some great color, nice white speckles all on my egg. Okay, so I'm gonna put this aside, give myself a quick cleanup. Okay, cleanup. You'll see I'm working on a very old Tim Holtz Teflon sheet. Alcohol inks, to me, it's what we use. It's what we used like 20 years ago. It's what we still use. I am and what's under this is my blue non-slip sheet that I've had forever also. Give this a quick wipe just so it's easier to see. And right off my block. Okay, this will come completely clean with a little TLC of alcohol ink. And you know what works really well too is hand sanitizer gel. Did I say that already? Okay, there we go. So there's our little speckled egg, our multicolored. We put it down in small bits, and we have flicked it with either a lighter color, the alcohol blending solution, or the mixative, or in this case, all three, to get more speckles on it. So we have a speckled egg. It is ready for embellishments now. It is ready for peel-offs and enamel dots and whatever inspires you. Okay, so there's that one. Now, another fun way to put these on is to use this blowy tool. This is the Tim Holtz one, as I mentioned. It's really nice. You can probably go to your dollar store if you live in a place with dollar stores, and find a cheesy little kid's version of it that will work well, not necessarily the best, but well. This one's designed to do all things because you know Tim, or if you know Tim, and it makes beautiful flowers and stuff. I have tried to do the flowers where you put a drop on and blow it. It's a beautiful technique on paper, but on the egg you are fighting with the shape of the egg, and because it's so small, it's really hard. I haven't had a successful one, and I wasn't successful enough this morning to show you. So we're just going to leave that. But if somebody does it, I'd love to see a post. Okay, so with this one, we're just going to have fun and blow around some colors. And we're going to, let's mess it up with some orange and some purple and more hot pink maybe. And put my lid back on that. Okay. So with this, I like a little dab will do ya, and then blow, whoops, blow. Okay, I'm going to add more pink to the other side now, somewhere else. Now, because we're on camera, I'm trying to use these intense colors that you can see the contrast really well. But I would normally be using like Cool Perry and Pink Sherbet and stuff. Right now I'm using Raspberry and what is this, Fiesta and Boysenberry. They're a lot darker. I think they'll show up a lot sharper on camera. So you get an idea, because otherwise it just looks like I'm blowing around a lot of pink. Okay, so now I've got the purple out, and that's a huge, huge drop. But I'm just going to keep blowing it until, there we go. I rotated it here. Put this here. Much finer. But see, it just keeps moving until it's all dry. You can double dip this, for lack of a better word. I do like all this fine, but I'm going to show you that if I put this over top, a lot of it will, just like watercolor, wick into what's already there, unless you move it manually. Okay, so I've got that hot pink and that dark purple, and now I'm going to add some orange to it, because purple and orange complement your colors. Have to be careful we don't get brown, but this technique, because everything's dry and you're drying it as you go, I don't usually turn my eggs brown. There. But you'll see I didn't put it right on top of my purple either. So. There we go. Drop right in the middle of the purple there. I'm going to blow it this way. Oh, and so we did end up with brown there, but it's not too bad. My fault. I had intended to try and blow it this way across. Let's see. Sometimes you just have to let go and say it's just the way it is. Okay, big spot there, and I want some orange in there. Now, this is also fabulous with the mixative. So what I would do I seriously only have white mixative here? 2 sets. I need to reach over and open this drawer to get out my gold. Hopefully you'll see it better. That's good. Okay. So I'm shaking it and shaking it off camera while I'm excited to walk away. So you sometimes really have to shake this. Like this hasn't been used in a while. I remember when we used to do this with our metallic pens, our metallic paint pens. So not getting this mixed up. There's no reason not to use the alcohol pearl inks that already have mixative in them. So they're gorgeous on eggs. They give you these beautiful pearly eggs. Sometimes people like the contrast. This so needs more mixing, guys. There we go. Okay, so if I was to do, let's see, a purple drop up here, am I on camera? Yeah, purple drop up here, and then the gold drop right on top of it. You'll see the colors getting pushed. No, okay, I've muddied, but I'm trying to show you this. Oh well. But all that happens, and I'm trying to rush because I'm on camera, is you get this nice little gold filament in here. And see, I don't even think it's showing up on camera. Yeah, it just, right at the edges, it's all gold. I've actually seen people go in and paint the edges gold, but I'm not that kind of crafter, people. So I don't know if you like to do all that detailed stuff. So I was loving all of this, and all of that. Okay, these long stripy bits. When I did the top piece and I put the mixed up in it, got really wet and I didn't move it fast enough. So I've got a nice big blendy thing. Know what I'm going to show you right now? Do I have something else I can show you later? Yeah. If something happens and you really hate what your work art got really muddy or really muddy, or you think, oh, that color combination just does not work for me. Being a good girl, I'm trying to put my lids on because alcohol ink evaporates. That's why these things are alcohol driven. There we go. Okay, all my lids are on, sorry. Look what happens for easy cleanup. We're like, oh, I hate how that turned out. I do kind of like bits and pieces of it, and if I kept working on it, but it's okay. So you can spray it down or use your hand sanitizer or just use the good old alcohol and look. Or the kids go, oh, I didn't want that there. And you can take off. This would help if I start. But see how much I took off? It's just amazing. So nothing's ever, oops, there you go. Special effects, we'll call that. You'll see that my ribbon's a mess, but it's also a nice way to, so you know that to color it if you don't like it bright white. Anyway, they do come off and you can restart. Obviously, you're not going to do it soft pale yellow, but it does take off most of it. And something can be recreated if it turns out brown or just something you're never going to use, okay? So we've shown you how to do the speckled. We have shown you how to get this effect. This is another one I played with earlier. So, and we've shown you how to clean up so far. Clean it up if you need to so far. We're going to do another technique. Let me grab another egg. See, I can go through a dozen in no time flat. And I'm a purple person, so it's really hard not to do purples for Easter. So now the first one we dabbed, and actually I am starting with a new one, but I really don't need to, especially since I'm using the same tones. So I'm going to, instead of dabbing, I want like coverage on my egg, for lack of a better word. So I'm going to put big pieces of purple on it. And I want it dark. For this technique, you do want darker colors because we're going to remove it. Ooh, so alcohol lift ink works really well too, except for the life of me, I couldn't find mine. So you don't get that technique. And you can stamp on these eggs. As I said, you can use StazOn. When we did with wood ones, it used to be, you know, a lot more work. But, okay. So I'm getting lots of color on there. I didn't really want it all purple. Sorry, I'm just chatting too much and being too efficient. Whoops, some pink on here. Mix it in. Back again. Do you see the squirt? That's me not taking my object to the bottom. And that's why I get hand things all over me. Okay, so we're smushing all this great color all over. Okay, nice and mottled. We got some pink, we got some purple. A little more pink, clear purple. And you know what? I'm going to throw some blue on here. Okay. I'm going to throw some blue in here. So I don't want to take it off, right? So that's kind of what's happening. So I'm kind of, you know, smushing it and rubbing it and getting some big colory bits on here. And I've just popped out the top. There we go. Okay. So, but I'm not doing this because, well, you can. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't want these little nice little things. I'm trying to get like really good coverage this time. Okay, what do we think? Enough coverage with some purples and blues. Okay. Ooh, could have done it with turquoise and lime too. Or anyway, really good coverage. And then, please tell me I still have Q-tips up. I do. Now, for this one, for this technique, we're going to remove color from here, okay? And I find everything works a little different. Yes, you can use this. I don't find you get the nice, I find you get a really harsh look from the pure alcohol. You can also use colored, like more alcohol ink. So if I wanted to do this, I'll actually show you the difference. But this will actually give you a colored lift, and this will remove it. But it also softens the whole shape that you've drawn in, or stamped in, and blends it and keeps everything moving. And I really like the appearance that the blending solution gives over the other two options. So I'm going to start with that. Okay. Now, if you know me, I like swirls. We're going to do swirls on our egg. And let me lift this up a little bit. And all I'm going to do is do a swirl. Okay. Now, see how this is moving? This was really wet, so it's moving quite a bit. I'm blowing a little bit to get it to dry. See the swirls? Now, I like how it's lightened it, but blended it. If I'm using the alcohol ink, I tend to get a really white, here, let me show you. Let me just show you a really white image instead of a nice blended image. Here, we'll put the alcohol ink over there, use the other end. So it just like, the alcohol ink just completely, the alcohol, the pure alcohol, instead of giving you this nice blendy feeling, tends to just wipe it right off. And it doesn't, I'm having to go over it, see? But I'm going over it because it's not it doesn't come off as nice either. So, but this is a look. And so you could take a stencil and pull it up and pull up colors, but it's not the flowy look or the look I wanted or I'm going for. And this, which is the Cool Perry, so it's a very light purple, does give a nice effect, but I just find the blending solution the best. New Q-tip into the Cool Perry, and sorry, back on camera here for you. And see, it still removes quite a bit, but it does flow better. Okay, so this depends on what effect you want, okay? If you like this nice blurry one like I do, that's the alcohol ink. This one is not smooth because this is like you're cleaning something. It's rougher. It doesn't have that nice flow. And this one is another color, which reactivated the ink and let me swirl but it's not the same as the blurry one. Anyway, so let me finish my egg with my blurry alcohol ink. I think that's my alcohol ink. If you are a clean person, as you can tell, I'm a messy crafter. You can use a palette to do all this mess. I'm quite happy with my sheet. Okay, I'm just going to put swirls all over my eggs. These could be polka dots if you're into geometrics. You could be doing squares or diamonds. These could be lines, ladies. It's really up to you. And you can see my Q-tips getting quite dirty, so I would normally flip it to the other end. Can I use other tools? Yeah, I could be using a lot of other tools to do dots and stuff. This is one of my favorite tools. It is a Sukaneko, what do they call them? Brush, no, not brush, craft brush sticks. There we go. And so if you wanted complete control over what you were doing, there is no reason you couldn't put little drops of your prop on and stuff like this. Okay, this is not me. I am not an exacting person. I enjoy the chaos and love to see where it takes me. So little dots. Can you see that? And this is, yeah. And it could be done probably with a, you could probably pick it up with a stylus too. Anyway, I'm going back to my dots. My swirls, sorry. To finish off my egg. Looks like I picked up something else, but that's okay. And one thing you want to do is let this one dry before putting another one over top of it, if that makes sense. So these two are dry. This one's the last one I did, and I'm, ooh, but see, I really like this piece in here. See all those nice little speckles? I'm going to go a little higher, see if I can save some of that. So, okay. Oops. Okay, so I think I'm pretty well covered. I like the where the speckles are showing. I like that there's enough overlap for me. It's just, I've just moved it in a different way and I'm happy. So I'm going to stop. This is ready for embellishment now. I can take little purple peel-offs or little purple diamonds or white diamonds or something and put them maybe to start my swirls. I'm not sure. Give me a couple minutes. We'll think about that while I show you how to get these things glittered. I guess that's kind of an embellishment thing. So tape isn't round, and going this way is much easier than going this way. Does that make sense? Yes. And I have tried a lot of things and never found a great method for any of it because it's an egg. It's not even oval, so you can't do that. Oh, I can see a comment now. I can see Nadine's comment. Plastic wrap. Yes. And you know what? If you look, I'll post it on Tuesday for Tara. She did some great effects a couple years ago on the blog with a bunch of Easter eggs. And so, yeah, crinkling up the egg, crinkling up the plastic and putting the egg on because it pulls off stuff. That's a, yes, Nadine, thank you for reminding me about that one. Totally forgot. Okay, so I was going to show you, let's maybe take something that's already got some pretty on it. Okay, so here we did this one. This is the one earlier. We have speckles, and I said it would be a good base for something. Of course, let's see, is that... okay, it's not perfect, but okay. We're going to start with some good old 3mm tape. And I'm going to pull off a piece. And I rarely use scissors with this stuff. Okay, so to me, I think, oh, this will look really good with two sort of stripes. So I'm going to go around. Now, instead of trying to go around this way and trying to get it even so it matches up, for some reason, if you turn the egg this way and just try to go straight and turn it. I know it's hard to show on the thing, and I don't know if you understand the difference, but I'm pulling this piece straight up and I'm rolling the egg into it. So I usually get it fairly straight. Now I'm on camera right now, so it's not gonna, probably won't happen this time, and it's a weird angle to be doing the there. See? And it matched right up. Now I don't know if you got what I did, but instead of going around and trying to layer this piece of tape around this way and match it up, I held it so that I'm turning it with this hand and I'm not moving the tape. And usually I pull straight up. So this is my hand position now. I'm trying to show you on camera. I hold this straight up and I turn the egg and it just matched right up for me. Okay, so I'm going to give this a second and push this all the way down because again, it's not round. Yes, Andy, I'm into blues and purples and stuff like that. So it really speaks to me. Okay, so off with this end, layer over that end, and rip it off. Okay, so I would like, I'm going to put this on here, but I'm thinking I want twos, and trying to put glitter on afterwards, or sorry, trying to put another piece on after the glitter isn't necessarily a good idea. Because you have to get it all clean, right? So the glitter doesn't stick to the other tape. So I'm going to put both pieces of tape on. Again, I'm not going to go around and turn this way. I'm going to go put it on and pull my tape up. Okay, I'm pulling it up because if you, I know it's an awkward position, but this is the best way I could show you how to do this. And then you don't usually have to worry because it'll just work. There we go. And I'm stressing, I'm like, oh, this isn't far enough and stuff. I should have done zigzag lines, they're fun too. Okay, so see, and that matched up pretty good. I think the original one piece kind of slants down, but anyway. Okay, off this goes, and on this one goes, so that there's not a gap in between them. And actually, now that they're both on, I can take off all the wrappy tape. Oh, I forgot to rub this one down. Rub it down while the release tape's still on it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I know you can't see that on camera. It has nice 2 lines of sticky tape. And in my other hand, ooh. What do you think? Pink or purple, guys? Can I see your comments? What do you think? Pink or purple? Maybe I should have just gone white, but the clear glitter is always safe, but we're not playing it safe today. So I'm getting out my piece of paper. Pink or purple? Pink. Okay. I see a pink comment. I don't see anything else. So there you go. My big, beautiful jar of microfine pink. Grab it onto that egg. Okay. Just going to put this off camera while I dump this all back in here. I'm at my desk, so I have my nice big brush to brush off all the extra bits, which is something I could have done on the sheet because there's no mixing in here going on. Okay, so yeah, I'm just brushing it so it gets all the bits off. And I have 2 nice pink lines on my egg. And you can color your glitter, ladies and gentlemen, for another thing. There's so many things you can do with alcohol inks. Anyway, so there we got 2 nice lines with the tape. And if you were here for last week's foil demo, as you know, that could have instead of glitter, that could have easily been foil. So nice bunch of, yeah. Okay, so that's that one. Something I didn't show you yet is the Copics. And especially, well, I don't know if you want the kids working with your Copics. Let me grab another egg here. Copics are alcohol ink. They're not the Ranger alcohol ink, but they still are alcohol ink. Actually, where's that messy egg I did earlier? Here. This is one we cleaned off, so I just want to show you. But they're still perfectly fine. So I've been Copic coloring so long, I have originals, or some originals. Anyway, so the Copics are nice if you like more control, right? I can put a perfect spot on that. I don't know if I'd call that perfect. Dot of color on that, if that's what you need. Again, you should grab dark colors. Let me see, what is that? Okay, is this one darker? No. Just because they're going to lighten on your egg, and I don't know if you guys can see that, so what's this one? No. But, okay, so it would be a lovely color on this egg, but I don't even think you guys can see it on camera, so. Let me try. What other nice dark V's do I have handy here? Oh my. Okay. They're all so pretty and light right here. No, that's too light. But yes, you can use the Copic reinkers, and you can use your Copic markers. You can use Sharpies. Now with Sharpies, they have a little more grab to them, and they don't blend as nice as this will, because this is going to look fabulous, believe it or not. So you can let the kids scribble all over the eggs, or you can design nice intricate patterns. Remember, the plan here is to sprinkle it with alcohol ink and let everything move. Sprinkle, not alcohol ink, sorry, alcohol. So we're trying to craft your stash here, ladies. That's going to make brown if it bleeds too much. So let's go back to some nice blues. I really need to break out some other colors. Oh, see? Sorry. I'm grabbing them from across here, and I can't quite see the numbers, just the lids. There we go. Okay. Yeah, squidgy lines if you want. And the more alcohol you spray on this, so you know what kids do, they have just lots of fun. They're not limited by social norms. There, okay, so a little blue, little pink, little purple. Big bottle. I'm looking for my little mister, which I have lost, of course, even though I haven't gotten up. Oh, right there. Okay, I have this mini mister full of alcohol ink. I had to fill this one up. I have another one that I actually have labeled, and if you're going to commit, okay, there we go. See how they start to move? Now, the kids may just want to saturate it and see it all move, or you can take control of this part. And as everything starts to move, even here, with that really light purple, this is blending really cool. Unfortunately, it just doesn't pick up. Okay, and so you still can get those nice little spots that I was talking about earlier from these. Oh. Okay, so we're moving this around. I might have sprayed it a little bit too much. I have my fan handy. My fan is always handy. I'm a 50-year-old woman and 54-year-old woman now, and so I'm not ever very far from my fan right now. I'm at that point in my life. And I know some of you who have met me know this, but these little fans, great $20 Amazon purchase, cannot speak more highly of them. For those of you in need, it's round, it's really well designed, it's got little feet on it, it manually charges, and it's got 3 speeds. Now, anyway, okay, so here I am playing with my egg. And just to show you that you can, and once this dries, because I did spray tons of ink on it, you can go back in and still play with it. It might be too wet still. Okay. I can put pink inside here. They can draw dragons. I can draw sunsets. If, again, more control, do smaller areas first and then spray them. Like do one area and then spray it, let it dry, see what happens, add more color, okay? This can go on forever and you can keep adding colors. I'm cheating and I'm picking up some purple from here because I just like think it needs purple. Pick up my little paintbrush and dab it on there. But I think you understand this. This is not a technique I normally use. Again, I don't need that control with my projects, but I do, whoops, where are we going here? I do like how this is blending in here and the swirls and the whirls that we get. It's, again, it's really hard to see these light colors. They do turn out fabulous. And although I'm using alcohol ink, they might even pull off. I never thought until this very moment. Again, it's not usually something I would play with. Because I have these and I've been doing it with these for over 10 years. You could use your Copic re-ink or your clear one and it would probably blend better because it would be designed to and it has the same base to it. Anyway, you can see the potential. Pull out your Copics, you know, pull out your hand sanitizer or whatever and have fun. And if you don't want the kids, you want to do this with kids and you don't want them playing with your Copics, Sharpies work too. Sharpies are alcohol based. If you're ever trying to get Sharpie out something, use your alcohol cleaners here. I have Sharpies right here. I was going to show you. Different products have different bases, so there's nothing saying you can't mix them, but you'll get a better result if you stay to one, if that makes sense. The Ranger products all have a certain base to them, and you can actually get, if your pads are getting dry and stuff, they have an ink refresher and it's the base to all their inks, and you can spray your inks and refresh your pads without actually adding a color. It's just when people ask, can you add water? No, because it'll wreck your ink, but you can use refresher for Ranger. So Sharpies have a certain base, and Copics have a certain base, and they work the same but different, but you could use them on the same egg if you just want to have fun, but you'll have better success if you just stick to one. Anyway, as you can see, this could be lots of fun. Breaking out your Copics and doodling on your eggs, and then spraying them so they can all have some movement and stuff. And you can always pull out, because I said, here we go. This is Perfect Pearls. If you have another mica powder, please try it. You need such a little amount, and that's not going to be effective if I do that. Here, I'm missing these. They used to be so easy to get. It's a Slurpee spoon, and that's probably way too much, just so you know. Perfect Pearls are a mica pigment. It's probably, and this one comes from Ranger. There are other products. Again, the Ranger product has a binding agent in it. So once it's on there, it's on there and you don't have to worry about it. But, I'm just going to do that. See? Pretty, eh? You can mix it in one of these and spray it, but I have enough of those, but nothing handy to show you. So we have a brush. We can brush this on because it's alcohol ink. It's not just water, and it will dry that. Now it's pushing the Copic ink away. Okay, the Copic alcohol ink. and we're getting some really cool texture. We can do the flicky thing with this again. Where did my flicky thing go? There we go. This is my flicky thing, my block I was talking about. To get it on there, I should have mixed it right on my block, and I could have spattered all over. To get, so we have the alcohol inks and the micas working together, and we have some great movement going on here. Again, these colors are so soft. This purple is just stunning in real life. I don't know what the camera is picking up, and there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to finish by spattering this one. Okay, so it needs to dry, and then it needs some embellishment. It's a lot of fun, and again, the kid, you can do this with the kids. You can do this however you'd like. Now, let's grab this one, and it needs a little bling on it. I don't know if this is going to be too much. Ooh. So this is also a peel off, but this is just to show you that any of your rub-on sticky decals or anything you cut from Sukwang paper or that is sticky when you're done, just like last week when we were showing foils, will work. I'm going to grab some purple here, I think, and put, see, I can either do, this is really easy. These are the dots, something like, you can pick these up with tweezers or whatever your heart desires. I always find picking it up with my knife, like that, and putting it where you want it. And these are scent pressure activated. So you put it on and then you rub it. Oh, I didn't show you to rub your egg, did I? Okay. And you rub it. And the rubbing creates the wand with the, and it won't come off. Okay, this, look, if I rub this, if I burnish this, in case you don't know about this, can you see how much brighter this is? Basically, all I'm doing is laying down the glitter on the tape. So you get the shiny part showing of the glitter, the microfine glitter. And this one hasn't been laid down. It hasn't been burnished. And so it's not as shiny. So put it down, your glitter down, and rub it onto your egg, and it'll be glorious and shiny. Now, you have to remember that you have to do the embellishment at the end, because if this tape comes into contact with wet alcohol, it's going to go gummy on you, okay? And that's not something you want. Okay, see the difference between the shine and the non-shine? Anyway, the technique is old. It's burnished velvet, and you put, yeah, there you go. Okay, same thing here. Okay, so this is simple and easy, and these could be the diamond dots or whatever. And I'm just gonna I think I'm gonna just use these maybe right in the center of our swirls. I've got little ones for little swirls and big ones for big swirls, and have some fun with that. But I will show you how these other ones work. It's the same idea. It's the same idea from the bunny earlier. These ones actually have little dots in them too, so I'm going to steal one of the little dots out of it. It's a clear sticker. That's okay. I'm going to pop it out here with my knife. I'm going to pop it out here with my knife. There we go. Second time's a charm. It's on my nail, but that will do. And I can put it right there on my egg. So I could have cut this from my Suquang tape, right? This, because it's a dot. Where's my purple? Make sure it's not the pink paper. Okay, where'd the dot go? There we go. Put the glitter on it. There. I know you can't see that yet. Okay, we're going to rub it off, which is the same kind of burnish, and it sticks to the, was that focused? There. There we go. So lots of ways to put polka dots, and actually I'll show you one of the bigger ones too, just to give you a better concept. And I think I'm probably running out of time. I did this last time too. Swirly whirlies. Oh, and the gold peel-offs are just as easy to use. And I don't know why I keep pulling these out, but I always have fun with these and eggs. Okay, so I'm pulling off this tiny, tiny strip. Okay. Again, they're tacky and sticky, but they're pressure activated. So you push on them, and you can actually do like cups that go through the dishwasher with this. Should we put gold? I think this needs more contrast, but ooh, no, I think that needs some swirls on it. Okay, but yeah, these really easily lay down onto these projects, and you can do all sorts of lines and stuff. You can also use them as a resist. So I could have put down this peel off, and then put my colors down, and then pulled it off and had the colors with it. Taken the color, not the color with it, but had a nice white line. So that easy to put on, okay? If you need eggs, I might throw some of these in for, and you order eggs from me, I'll throw you in some peel-offs because I know they're not on the site to play with. There. Okay. I really want to show you this. Do I have something that's going to contrast? The purple egg, maybe. No. The problem with using all these dark colors, it's harder to get a little more contrast on them. But here, let's just take the white egg and take the sticky bit. So this is a peel off. It's cut, so it's easier to handle, to apply, as opposed to trying to run that whole sheet over it. So it has a release on top of it. I'm just pulling this off. And I don't know if you can see the swirly whirly on there, but I'm going to run it over this egg and run it down. Now, there are so many transfers. If you don't know how to do transfers, you usually rub them on and then you peel a little bit back to make sure it's transferred, and I can see it's transferred quite easily. And if it doesn't, you put the paper back on and you rub it more. So let me just see that this is peeled off nice, and I didn't rub it down here. So let me do that, or it will come off. Again, pressure activated. Okay. Now, I should have stopped because I'm using a pink white egg and wash my hands. But that's okay. That'd be no fun. I'm going to take this really nice turquoise blue and do this swirl for you. So again, this is a peel off transfer, but you could be using a rub on transfer, or you could be using, there we go. Sorry, let me just put that aside for a sec and clean this up. Suquang tape that you have cut or punched, okay? It's easy. Okay, so we've played with the blowgun. We've done big swipes and for a big background. We've played with Copics. Where's my big brush? See, and I had the big brush out and I didn't put it back up. And I'm going to brush the extra off here. Glitter's always the last thing I should play with. There we go. This is just sticking to my fingers. I have to take the alcohol ink off my fingers. And we're going to give it a little rub to lay that glitter down. I'm going to pull the adhesive off the center of these flowers so you can see the flower better, because I didn't notice that they transferred in. There we go. I'm weeding this flower. I really need a weeding ring. Oh, that was funny. There we go. And this piece out. Okay, ladies, there you go. And as I said, this is just wet glitter sticking to the moisture and stuff from my hands right now. But as you can see, and then you do this, you give it a little rub and you get these gorgeous, gorgeous colors of glitter to put on here. And I can clean this up with one of my little rubber tools, but you don't really want to see all that. But quick and easy and fun, right? Like, that's going to look, how do you pretend it's hanging on the tree, my Easter egg tree? So I can color this and play with it a little bit. The alcohol ink will pull up the adhesive and make everything gummy, but you can still play with it a little bit, to be honest. I always do everything I say you're not supposed to do, but if you get it too wet, it's just going to turn into muck. Okay, so we did some swirls with some backgrounds. We did lots of with the small, and we grabbed out some Copics, which give you lots of control, and we used our blower. So there's a couple techniques to play with. Seriously, totally forgiving, lots of fun. They can be quick, or you can spend hours on them. You can do all these great intricate backgrounds, never mind taking time to embellish them, but use that negative technique with a stencil, where you now put in either a lot of white or a lot of black, so it looks more like the Ukrainian Easter egg. That's a whole thing. It's a very time consuming, very fabulous if you're into it. Yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll, after I clean up my chaos and make sure all my lids are on, I will answer them. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something new, or it's got some inspiration, let's say. I know a lot of these techniques are older. As I said, we've been doing this for 10 years. Over 10 years. And I hope you make some eggs, and even more, I hope you post them for me. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll clean up and get to your questions soon. Bye-bye.